When he got to Dubai, he was put aside. Akaulizwa wewe unaenda wapi? Okay. They are used to African youth being trafficked.
Yes.
But he had the confidence to say, I have been skilled. I'm an international welder. I'm going to Laval in France. This is my work permit.
Hey, Mazee, asante sana for joining us for another classic episode of the Wicked Edition. I'm your host, Dr. Kingori. We have a great show lined up for you. I've mentioned this on the show before, something about welders in this country who earn over 1.8 million shillings every month. Yes. Hii welding yenye watu waonangi kama ni kazi ya maana. Ukiona mtu amevaa goggles, unasikia, umevaaje kama mtu wa welding. In fact, Mazee, madharau inakuanga imefika mbali mpaka kuna engineer fulani watu wakitaka kumuingilia wanasemanga yeye ni mtu wa welding. Mnajua hizo story? Well, one of the ladies behind creating such opportunities for young people, opportunities za high skills training for better pay for young people in Kenya is our guest for this episode. I've come to learn, Mazee, that hii Kenya, Mazee, kuna watu wa maana, watu wanafanya vitu za power chini ya maji. No pun intended. And we are honored to have one of them in studio leo. Jane Muigai is in the house. Asante. Thank you. Asante sana. We'll be talking to her in a bit. But first, Mazee, the WRC rally went down in Naivasha this past weekend. Kwa wale wasio wajui WRC ni nini, this is an event where government officials, dignitaries, and ordinary Kenyans come together to cheer and reward drivers for overspeeding. Yes, which is a very interesting message that many people don't talk about. Overspeeding is okay as long as unaifanyia huko kwa kichaka. I guess that's the reason wase waocha uendesha kwa kichaka. Na ujaisikia wameshikwa. Mazee. Exactly. President Ruto and his deputy Rigiji both attended the event, and the president even took a ride in one of the cars, which has left critics complaining with claims like elections were over months ago, yet the president and his deputy are still conducting rallies. Here's Rigiji's reaction to the president taking a ride in a rally car.
Ready? Your Excellency, Kenyans complained very seriously to us after what they considered to have been an action that should not have taken place, given that as much as Kenyans agree that you have the freedom to do what you want, you carry the aspiration of 50 million Kenyans.
Kama kuna mtu anaelewa where Rigiji is coming from ni mimi. Mnajua Rigiji atakani kuona mtu yote anapeleka president mbio. And in other news, 3 Kenyans have been arrested and charged for attempting to export ants, siafu, worth 300k to France and China without permission from the KWS. Imagine, there's a lot to unpack kwa hii story, but first, yani uchumi imekuwa mbaya mpaka Wakenya wamegundua kuna soko ya siafu. Like, manze, siafu, dhuraku. Lakini KWS ni nani? Who would have guessed that serikali inaweza umwa na siafu? As in, manze, But wait, I think I know why. Kama kuna mtu anajua maana ya dhuraku ni serikali. Kumera. Now, also wanataka kupeleka dhuraku out of the country. But who knew KWS wao cover mpaka insects au wanyama? Like, nani aliyejua kunguni ni mnyama wa porini? Serious? Unataka kusema mtu hawezi toka Kayole aende Majuu direct? Think about it. Juu umebeba nini? Ama hiyo ndio sababu Calligraph aliamua kusource accent yake locally, Mazee. Unaenda US, Mazee. Think about it. Unajua mnajua siafu. Siafu haziumangi open places. Mtu ameumwa na siafu hapa. Siafu haiwezi kuuma mkono ama sijui wapi. Siafu haiwezi kuuma kabla haijafika Shakahola. Like I think siafu ndio the original organ harvesters. Ikiingia kwa trao mpaka ifike kwa junction. And then so imagine, Mazee, imagine una travel. Alafu kuna siafu ilikuwa imeingia kwa trao na uja notify KWS. So unaenda, Mazee, unachekiwa kwa airport, alafu kumbe hata hiyo ndio inafika airport. So now imefika huko, alafu unajua vile siafu kwanza, unaona ile kitu watu husema ati there is many ways to kill a rat. I think inafaa kuwa there is many ways to kill an ant. Because kama siafu imei kuingia huko Shakahola, alafu unajaribu kuiua, hapo ndio unapatanga creativity mob za kuua Ushaona msee amesimama hivi but ako unsettled, hujui ni nini kuwa kitu na nyama. So unaenda mazee unasachiwa kwa airport. Wewe kichana, wapi permit ya huyo mnyama? Mazee sasa umeanza kesi, sijui trafficking wild animals. Anyway, elsewhere, talking of moving out of the country, Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary Dr. Alfred Mutua has met his Jamaican counterparts in a bid to look for more job opportunities for Kenyans. Dr. Alfred ameenda kutafutia wa Kenya job Jamaica. Whereas this is a noble gesture, haters wanasema hii ni mpango ya kudeport wa Jakoya. The same haters also question the move, wondering about the kind of opportunities Kenyans would be looking for in Jamaica. Yet we have Jamaicans already working in Kenya, kina Waire na Red Sun. Now, this is a strategy ya implement manifesto ya Roots Party. Instead ya legalize weed in Kenya, why not export the weed smokers to where weed is legal? Moving on, Kenya's top female blood donor, mazee anaitwa Aisha Dafala. She has retired now after donating a total of 37.5 liters since her first blood donation in 1980. That's a wonderful spirit. Mazee Aisha, kwanza huyu anafaa kukuwa considered kama shujaa. Mazee amemwaga damu juu ya wa Kenya mazee since 1980. In fact, huyu ndio Mkenya damu, si ndio? But think about it. You know, the average person carries around 5 liters of blood kwa damu. Like, ukiona mtu mzima yuko like 5 liters. Aisha has over time contributed like blood enough to fill like 7 people. Hiyo ukitumia haters conversion rate, that's like 19 short people. Like, and still on donation, Kenyan doctors now want a law to allow those dying, waswana dedi, to donate their organs before aende. And according to the doctors, a lot of people are dying with good organs that can be of help to those in need. That will be interesting to see. Manze, me notice vile Simon squeezy amekuwa na kifua tangu babu yake ya die. Manze, that I would love to see that. Manze, na vile nyanyako alikuwa na pesa hakuachia kitu. Hata Bob. Man, usikia alituachia tu maini. We have a great show lined up for you. Madam Jane Muigai joins us on the other end of this short commercial break. See you in a bit. Asante sana. Welcome back to the Weekend Edition. I'm your host, Dr. Kingori. Unajua, I've come to learn that this country has great people doing great things behind the scenes, and most people don't know about them. Our guest for this episode is one of those people. I don't know a single individual personally, this is my personal opinion, who has created more opportunities for employment for young people than guest wetu wa leo. She is a Harvard-trained human rights lawyer, Harvard trained. Mimi sijui alitokea wapi na huko. And the last time nilikuwa kwa organization yake, I was telling our audience in studio, she was flagging off two let me call them flagship students when walikuwa wamequalify to go work in France as professional welders. Jane Muigai is in the house. Asante, karibu sana.
Thank you, Dr. Kingori. Asante sana.
Karibu sana. You are one person who changed my view of the construction sector kabisa. What are the opportunities that people don't know exist out there?
What are the opportunities that exist in construction sector?
Yes.
Or any other construction sector is we skill a youth in Africa to international standards.
Okay.
Our youth here, competition yake, sio pale mjei, Karioko.
Yes.
Their competition should be a youth in Canada, in Singapore, in Europe, and we must train at that level. That's what globalization means, that our youth must have labor mobility in Kenya, in Africa, and globally.
And what is the difference for us? Like, unajua, just to give context, watu unajuanga mjei mtu, let's talk about the most important bit that people don't talk about. In the construction sector, mtu unajuanga mjengo unalipwa 500. Through your work, nilikuja kulearn that we have welders who get paid up to 1.8 million shillings a month, right? What does the money look like for someone who's been trained to international standards?
You want them to go to the highest level.
Yes, the highest level, top levels.
Yeah.
Watu wajue kuna competition and
Yes.
they can do it.
Yes. So let me talk about welding as a profession.
Yes.
The welding in Kenya currently, the welding in Africa is the welding of history, the one of 50 years ago. The welding of the future, we use virtual reality technology.
Yes.
Tunasema huyo kijana, they should not be going to a construction site. Kuchomelea, anachomeka macho, they have burns all over their body. No, professional welding means you understand welding as a career, respectable, just like a doctor, an engineer, or any other profession.
Yes.
And how do they start? We start with the basic level. The basic level in Kenya is you first go into a training workshop, and that training workshop must respect all the safety standards.
Yes.
Welding is safety. If you
Yes.
don't have safety, utachomeka macho, you will have marks.
Yes.
The welding in Kenya is not attractive to the youth today because wanajua ile ya kuchomeka macho on the roadside.
Yes.
The one we are talking about is where the person understands safety. They are trained on MIG welding. MIG welding is the highest in demand in the world right now.
Yes.
And that is the one we train. How long does it take? If you do the traditional training, going to a vocational training center, going into industry, upgrading, it can take up to 4 years. Right now, we are using a simulator, just like they use for pilots.
Yes, yes, yes.
The virtual reality simulator. This is a technology we purchased from Europe, from Poland, and this is the technology we've rolled out in East Africa. In 6 months, we are able to produce a MIG welder.
So in 6 months, someone is a pro enough to weld in Canada, to weld in
Yes.
the US?
Yes, the only thing is they will not get the job to go out without demonstration of work experience in Kenya. That is one thing that is most important. At least you have to show.
Where do they demonstrate that?
There are a lot of companies employing welders, or the big geothermal plants, oil and gas companies.
Yes.
Every construction requires professional welding.
Okay.
The only challenge in Kenya is most of those who have learned welding have learned on the job. They are not certified. So when the employer is looking for certified welders, they don't find them.
Okay.
The youth who are looking for jobs don't have the skill. And when they have the skill, they are able to access those jobs, practice here, and apply for jobs internationally. The jobs are there.
Okay.
You can go onto the internet and see what is the demand for MIG welders globally. It is there, every country, Canada, Germany, everywhere.
Sawa sawa. If there's one interesting thing you can learn about history ya welding na technology na ni mavijana watagundua wamekuwa wakitumia chuma vibaya. Now, when it comes to your experience working with young people, what have you learned about employability and employment?
Employability and employment. People say they don't have jobs. People say the employment is not there. Employability means matching the work and life skills. What are the life skills? The same ones tulisomeshwa from primary school. Punctuality, integrity. If somebody goes into that company and wants to steal a cable and everything else, that is employability, lack of employability skills. Because employability means you are able to communicate, you are able to work in a team, you are able to respect others, you are able to solve a problem. So when we talk about employability, we have a whole list of life skills. For us, we call them life and employability skills. Are you respectful of other people? Are you respectful of time? Are you hardworking? Are you showing integrity? Are you communicating if there is a problem? Sio ile unaona kitu itaharibika alafu like one time we saw a crane when it has killed somebody. Ndio mtu anasema na nilikuwa nimeona hiyo kitu wakati uliona bona hukusema. So if you really talk about manufacturing international jobs, it is you don't wait for a problem to happen.
Okay.
You see, you communicate, you prevent it.
Okay, so to summarize, employability ni umeokoka. Sawa. And employment, are you saying that jobs are available? Because the biggest question is there are no jobs. Are you saying that jobs are available?
Jobs are available if you have the skill, you master that skill, and you sell it honestly. Then you have the job. Yes, the skill, but you must possess the skill at the topmost level.
Why
Sio
do we
kusema
have...
ati uko hujasoma ati umeanza kuchomelea chuma leo, then afternoon ukiulizwa hata ni electrician, hata jioni ikifika hata mipereji unafanyanga. That's not a skill. Kazi yako ni gani? You must be able to say, I'm a professional solar technician, I can install. These are my qualifications, these are my clients I've installed for successfully. So for us, any of the trades we train youth, that is our model. They must understand, practice that skill to the highest level. Then they are ready for the world, and the world will embrace them.
Yes, this is more like corporate Juakali. Like you can be trained to be in the sector people call Juakali, but you get white collar money, you get white collar profile of a job.
Hata huyo kijana mmoja ako France saa hii. Hajajua maneno sana. Walienda wawili na kuna wengine wako kwa line wanaenda.
Okay.
Hakuwa amesoma sana ati masomo, he wasn't speaking Harvard English.
Yes.
Alikuwa amesoma tu kiasi, but he has learned welding. He is an international MIG welder. When he was traveling, Nairobi airport was easy. They were transiting through Dubai. When he got to Dubai, he was put aside. Akaulizwa, wewe unaenda wapi?
Okay.
They are used to African youth being trafficked. But he had the confidence to say, I have been skilled. I'm an international welder. I'm going to Laval in France. This is my work permit. They could not tell him anything else.
At least umefika hapo kwa work permit. As in, I was at the moment, kumbe naweza enda Dubai niwaambie I am a welder, I have been trained. Na waniambie Peter uende about confidence. Na how are they communicating? They didn't have to learn French kwanza.
No.
But you can do with Luya. So Kiluya na French asijaachana sana. But then when it comes to such opportunities, can anyone do them? Like, can you go pick anyone mwenye ako mtaa sahi ama mtu mwenye tu they're looking for a job? Can they be trained to the level they can fly out of the country and get these opportunities?
Yes. It is a skill, is an international language. Right now, we have 2 international welders who are upgrading our instructors here in Nairobi. Their English is not perfect, but their welding is perfect. So the skill they are on passing, they are imparting to our instructors and others from government and NGOs is the skill, the language of skilling internationally for welding. This one is for European standards. So skill, lugha ya skill is international. There is nobody who cannot get a skill. Sio mtu aseme ati mimi nilikuwa nataka kwenda university ama sijasoma. Sisi hatuangalii masomo. A lot of the youth, hata mtu ako mtaani ashaanza kuingia kwa mjengo, they have been doing plumbing or something else. We tell them come in, upskill, get the certifications, prepare your documents like this. This is how you professionalize so that you don't remain mtu wa mkono forever.
We had a conversation with a guest. We have 2 shows actually that come before this one. One, our guest told us that we have an oversupply of labor, right? Which means even if you train for a job, it's no guarantee, okay, even if you get a job, you'll not be paid what you deserve because there are very many people offering the same service. And then it's also a timely conversation because when you talk about the future of work, skill, like you say, is an international language, which is the true focus.
The true focus is making sure that you skill and you also understand the future of work. There will be a lot of changes. And for us, that's why we use the latest technology. Because the welder we are training today, we cannot train the way other institutions train. We are training the person with the latest technology. Virtual reality is the latest globally. That's what we are using. And when we use that, it also enables the youth to understand that the nature of their work will be changing. So for us, what we tell them, embrace lifelong learning. Kweli umemaster hii skill, but ukiingia pale kazini, angalia what is going on. So that if some area is going to be replaced by machines in the next 5 years, then you start diverting and you know, this is the area I need to upskill. So it's really a good idea for somebody to just really understand the future of work is technology, but technology will never replace human beings 100%.
So you have to fit in the percentage that technology will not be able to replace and do it well. You are big on welding and construction, but I believe you've done research on other areas that people can thrive but have not been exploited. What do you think those areas could be that you can get success that you've gotten in welding, Pia?
So some of the other areas, one is renewable energy. solar. We did a study for the UN body, UNESCO, in 2020, and the TVET authority here in Kenya. And in that study, we demonstrated that Kenya requires at least 30,000 solar technicians by 2025.
Okay.
If you go to the website of the Energy Petroleum Regulatory Authority, EPRA,
yes,
you will find that they don't have even 2,000 licensed solar technicians. However, by law, EPRA requires that any installer in solar should be certified. So that is a good opportunity. We're encouraging youth, come in, learn the solar skills, get the certification with EPRA. Then you'll be able to do solar jobs in Kenya, but also across the region. And those, again, open up a lot of opportunities. Renewable energy is a big opportunity for now, and even our president has spoken about it. The whole continent, the whole world is talking about renewable energy.
Okay.
Going green, that is a very good example of where youth can enter.
Okay.
The other one for us, we run a demo farm.
Yes.
We look at attracting youth to climate smart agriculture. That sounds like a lot of English, but let me just say that what we are looking at, how can a youth get into agriculture without tilling the land the way their great-grandfather did and died a pauper? We are saying they should learn the latest. This is how I grow my berries, if it is gooseberries, dry them and sell them. This is how I should rear my rabbits. Sio tule tusungura tuingine daktari tudogo hivi. No, we are talking about giant 6 kg breeds of rabbits.
Sungura 6 kg, that's a bear.
We have like 6 different breeds at the Toolkit Skills and Innovation Hub. So, and that is what we show, that you can go into that. Somebody can just be trading only in breeding those rabbits. A youth can also be, we have trained many who are selling meat, rabbit meat. It is one of the, it's white meat, it's in high demand. Actually, once the youth learn in Kenya, they are so innovative. They are the ones who will come and tell you, apana, mi sahi nauza 100 kgs of rabbit meat to restaurants per week.
Okay.
So, but I think that, so in agri, there is a lot of different trades that they can look at. Because another one that we have found very successful for the youth we train at our demo farm is where they learn how to install kitchen gardens for urban farmers. Kama saa yuko hapa, you are tired by the time you leave studio, you just go home, you turn on the water, you are washing your dishes in the kitchen, at the same time you are watering your vertical garden, which is outside. So, but you don't want to install that, and you don't want to check and weed it. So we have youth that train, and that is what they do. They run a service of installing and maintaining kitchen gardens for urban farmers.
Okay. Something like you said on what you've said on renewable energy at EPRA having opportunity for over 20,000 over 20,000 solar technicians, right? Is it a sure bet ama utatrain kukuwa solar technician alafu sasa bado utakuja uanze kuchomwa na jua differently? Unachomwa na jua in a way that you understand. Unachomwa na jua in something that you studied for. Is it a sure bet? Like
it's a sure bet in the sense that what we need in Kenya, information needs to match the skill.
Yes.
If you look at the number of solar companies, most of the solar companies internationally say East Africa is exploding in solar.
Yes.
But many of them are still importing skilled labor.
Yes.
Why? They cannot find the skilled and certified labor in Kenya or in Uganda or in the region. So that is what we are saying. Let the youth train, get certification from the regulators. And like in solar, the regulator is EPRA.
Okay.
And from there, the youth, one of the youth that we have trained the other day said, I'm not applying for a job. I'm trying to choose which one of these I'll go with because depending on the offer. So that is the place where we want youth to feel comfortable, that they go after the skill and understand where the demand is, and from there, match that skill to what industry is asking for. But really, Daktari, we must stop importing skilled labor. Okay. How can we be importing skilled labor with all this youth?
Thank you. That's it for the Wicked Edition. See you next week. My name is Dr. Kingori.